Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to Mohan's Teaching Corner. Today we are going to discuss about the Aurobindo Ghosh educational philosophy, which is useful for your TGPSC and diet lecturers and deputy DEO and other examination related to the education in India. So let us start. So the Aurobindo Ghosh is born in Calcutta, 15th August 1872, and he received the education from the St. Paul's schools in London and King's College and Cambridge. So see, initially he involved in freedom struggle, and he was imprisoned and for the Alipura bomb case 1908, where he started about the spiritual experience. So after he acquitted, he transformed transposition from active politics to spiritual things. So he established Aurobindo Ashram in Pondicherry 1926. So he is about the integration of the Western and Eastern education. So Western education, he studied in London for 14 years, that is 1879 to 1893. He learned many languages, Greek, Latin, English, French, German, and he gained the most of the knowledge of Western science and logic. Then it comes to the Eastern spirituality, where he focused on Indian philosophy, that is Vedanta, and yoga after returning to India. So he learned from ancient Sanskrit texts and practiced spiritual method. He combined the Eastern spiritual ideas with the Western logical thought. So he made the unified philosophy. He found an educational idea that combined the practical knowledge with the spiritual wisdom. So he supported an educational system and valued both material progress and spiritual growth. He is a supporter of idealism. So there is a triple transformation as per Aurobindoji. So psychic transformation, then spiritual transformation, then supramental transformation. So what is psychic transformation? So it is the awakening of the inner soul, or one true themselves, leading to better emotions and strong morals. So it forms the base for further learning. So psychic transformation, it is the inner souls and know something about ourselves. Okay. Then spiritual transformation, so opening to a higher awareness behind just thinking. So develop the and understanding the broaden awareness beyond our personal limit. So it's going behind ourselves is a spiritual transformation. Then supramental transformation, the highest step in involving consciousness, combine all the abilities into one complete awareness. So the main goal of Sri Aurobindo education idea is like to know, combine all the abilities into one complete awareness. This is the triple transformation of Aurobindo educational philosophy. Then so philosophy of human mind. So he divide into our human mind into 5 categories, like Chinta, Manas, intellect, initiation, supermind. So the least one is the Chinta. So the Aurobindo philosophy outlines the progress and human consciousness, forms its basic elements into highest potential. He identified the 6 senses, including the mind itself, so which is the fundamental of its evaluation. So the hierarchy of comprises 5 layers. Okay, like Chinta, it is the foundation consciousness stuff. So where all the impressions and memories are stored. Okay, this is called Chinta. And Manas. So this is a sensory mind responsible for receiving and reacting our sense perceptions. Then third one is the intellect. So the faculty of rational thought, analyzing, logical knowledge, analysis and logical reasoning. And the second one we can say higher form of knowledge that provide the direct immediate understanding behind our logical thought. Then supermind. So the high, it is the ultimate and highest state of consciousness representing the integrated truth, consciousness and the goal of human evaluation. So this is a philosophy of human mind as per the Sri Aurobindo. So there is a national concept is there. The true national education is the Aurobindo rejected the colonial like British education system that align with like Indians from their cultural roots. So it is separated our cultural roots. Okay, he advocated that education should be rooted in Indian culture while incorporating the valuable elements from the Western knowledge. So we have to inculcate both the Indian culture as well as we have to take some of the valuable elements from the Western knowledge. So the highest education is that which does not merely give the information but makes our life in harmony with all existence. So criticism of extremism. So he rejected Western materialist education, focus only on intellectual and physical needs. So opposed traditional ascetic education and denied worldly existence. So sought balance between spiritual and material aspects of education. So functions of education as per Aurobindo education philosophy: bring out the real person, develop the mind, strengthen will and purpose, establish the continuity of growth. So bring out the real person. Education should help the discover the true self hidden within the each individual. So learning must facilitate self discovery rather than impose external ideas. So one has to discover what is inside of the child or a person rather than uh, imposing something, our ideas, to the other person. So there is a bring out the real person out of a like it is getting the like let them discover what is inside. We should not impose any external ideas on the person. So develop the mind. So the education should cultivate the concentration, observation and critical thinking. So train the mind. So we should train the mind to be receptive to higher knowledge and initiation. Then strengthen will and purpose. Education must develop the determination and clarity of purpose. So build the capacity to pursue the goals despite of obstacles. So then establish the continuity of growth. Education is a lifelong process of evaluation, not limited to a formal schooling. So as it said, the learning can happen from womb to tomb. So create the foundation for continuous education, self-development throughout the life. Then what is the integral education? So the concept of integral education given by the Aurobindo. So integral education is Aurobindo's holistic approach that addresses all aspects of human development. It aims to develop the entire being rather than just intellect. So the term integral refers to the comprehensive nature of approach, integrating physical, vital, mental, moral, and spiritual dimensions into the harmonious whole. So, unlike the conventional education focusing primarily on academic achievement, so integration education is for the balanced growth of all the human being uh, to become to live perfect life. So, five dominions of development. So, it is an integral part. Please do understand. So, the education should be a one has to develop physically, spiritually, vital, mental, and moral. What is physical? Development of the body awareness, strength, grace, and health through physical education, sports, and yoga. So this should be given in the education. Then spiritual. So it opens the higher consciousness through meditation, concentration, and self-awareness practices. What is vital? It is a cultivation of life, like energy, emotions, will, character through arts, creativity, and experimental learning. What is mental? C. Development of intellect, reason memory, imagination through academic subjects, and critical thinking. What is moral? It is a cultivation of ethics, values, and character through services, cooperation, and personal reflection. These are the five dominions of development in education, which is given by the Aurobindo philosophy. Then there are four pillars for integral education. So one is aspiration, sincerity, surrender, and receptivity. So what is aspiration? So like it is a strong desire for growth, a true desire to learn and improve. It is aiming for higher awareness. Then sincerity, being honest to our thoughts, words, and actions. So learning genuinely without faking. So matching what you believe with what you do. Okay, that is a sincerity. What is surrender? So like being open to guidance beyond our self-interest, like releasing old ideas that stop learning. Okay, accept the truth from all places. So receptivity. So what is that? Ability to take in new knowledge, keeping an open mind without bias, being open to different viewpoints. These are the four pillars of integral education: aspiration, sincerity, surrender, and receptivity. Then principles of teaching and learning. So you cannot force knowledge. So that means teacher don't force knowledge. They help the student learn from on their own. Okay, real learnings come from the inside, not from the what others tell to you. So respect how each student learn. So each student learning is different. Okay, their interests are different. So we should give the freedom, and education should respect each student's natural way and speed of learning. So every student can learn in the same pace. Different students learn in different speed, and way of learning is different. That you have to respect. Is the duty of the teacher. So go from known to unknown. So start with what students know first, then slowly move to new and unfamiliar topic. Learn parts before the whole. Begin with the real examples, then move to bigger ideas. This helps the student to understand the things completely. Then, what is the curriculum ideals as per the Aurobindo? Flexibility, life orientation, personality development, creativity, and Motivation. So flexibility. The curriculum should fit each student needs and abilities. It should not be too strict, so students can grow naturally. Allow the different ways of learning and show what they know. Then life orientation. Learning should connect to the real life experiences. So education should get students ready for life, not for just tests or exams. So focus on how knowledge can be used in daily life. Then personality development. The curriculum should be a focus on building good characters along with the school achievements, help each student to grow their unique skills and potential. So balance thinking, feelings and spiritual growth. Then creativity and motivation. Encourage encourage the students to learn because they want to, not for rewards. Okay, so support for new ideas, creative ways to express themselves. So make learning fun through discovery and try new things. This is about the curriculum ideals of the Aurobindo. Then role of a teacher. So the teacher is the guide and facilitator. The teacher is not an instructor but a helper and guide, creating the condition for the students' self-development. Then self-developing soul. The teacher must continue to work on their own growth and evaluation, serving as an example of the educational ideals they represent. So the teacher is should be a continuous learner so that the students follow the same. Respect for individuality. The teacher must recognize and respect each children's unique way of learning, potential of the student and pace of development rather than imposing uniform expectations. Okay, this is the role of the teacher, guide and facilitator, self-developing soul and respect for individuality. Then discipline and moral education. So he has more emphasized on self-discipline. Sri Aurobindo rejected the external discipline imposed through fear or punishment. So the discipline emerged from within through self-awareness and self-control, understanding the conscious actions, inner harmony rather than external conformity. So the goal is not to obedience but concise self-mastery. Here you can see the picture here. So moral and health development. So moral education is inseparable from overall development. Okay, values emerge naturally from spiritual awareness. Focus on positive examples rather than prohibitions or negatives. So integration of the ethical principle with the daily life. Then some of the important publications of the Sri Aurobindo. Let us see what are the publications here. I wrote here. See some of the books written by the Aurobindo. Let me check here. See, there are major books like he is the Indian philosopher, yogi, poet and visionary. So in foundational philosophy he write the life divine, the synthesis of yoga, essay on Gita, the human the divine synthesis of yoga, then essays on Gita, then human cycle, okay, then the ideals of human unity. So this he wrote integral yoga practices, okay. Then he also wrote many things like it's enough, and integral yoga he wrote, letters of yoga he wrote, okay. There are many books he written, so you can check in the internet for the same. Then it comes to the the Gandhi as a philosopher. So he focused on basic education, skill development and character development. Similarity to the Aurobindo, emphasize on moral development and indigenous education. So about the Vivekananda, his education philosophy, man making education. Okay, concentration on self-reliance. In the same way, the Aurobindo, integration of spiritual and practical education. The Tagore education is the harmony with the nature and creativity. And if you compare with the Aurobindo, holistic approach and rejection of mechanical learning. So this is about the Aurobindo's education philosophy. So let us see some of the MCQs. Okay, what is the ultimate goal of Aurobindo educational philosophy? Okay, moral transformation, intellectual development, supramental transformation, spiritual awareness, awakening. So it is a supramental transformation. So which of the following is not one of the 5 dominions in integrated education? Physical, vital, mental, economic. So the answer is economic, which is not the part of the 5 dominions we already discussed. Sri Aurobindo concept of supermind refers to, okay, basic emotional reactions, ultimate stage of consciousness, simple sensory perception, logical thinking. The answer is ultimate stage of consciousness. So integral education includes which of the following pillars we already discussed? Discipline, competition, aspiration and ambition. The answer is aspiration. So Sri Aurobindo criticism of colonial education was mainly because it A. focused on ancient Indian text, promoted rural economy, detached Indian from their culture, supported religious education. So the answer is C. detached Indians from their culture. So the Chinta in Aurobindo philosophy is described as what? A. rational mind, B. sensory mind, C. consciousness stuff storing impression, divine will. The answer is consciousness stuff storing impression. Okay, then which of the following is a principle of teaching and learning by Sri Aurobindo? Memorization and before application, forcing knowledge, learning parts before the whole, focus on exams. So it is about the learning parts before the whole. So one has to learn partly before the to know about the whole. Okay, the Aurobindo's views on education should help in A. achieving wealth, obeying rules blindly, self-discovery, gaining fame. The answer is self-discovery. So who among the following shares the emphasis on spiritual and practical education with Aurobindo? A. Gandhi, B. Vivekananda, C. Tagore, D. Tilak. So Vivekananda is the answer. So which publication contains the Sri Aurobindo views on self-directed education? So a life divine, the secret of the Vedas, the human cycle, essays on Gita. The answer is the human cycle. The moral dominion integral education aims at developing obedience, test performance, values and characters, career skills. The answer is values and characters. Then what is meant by surrender in integrated education? A. giving up ambitions, accepting only one path, letting go of limiting ideas, bind disobedience. The answer is letting go of limiting ideas. Letting go of limiting ideas. Something stops us doing, okay, that we have to forego. That means letting go of limiting ideas. So according to Aurobindo, real discipline comes from A. strict rules, B. fear of punishment, C. self-awareness and self-control, daily routine. The answer is self-awareness and self-control. So the discipline comes from that. So the education concept of life orientation suggests A. Learning from exams. Education must connect with the life experience, focusing only on career, ignoring real world problems. The answer is education must connect with the real life experience. So what is the quality should a teacher possess according to Aurobindo? Strictness, self-discipline, bias, commanding tone. So the answer is self-development. Okay, so this is about the Aurobindo's educational philosophy. Okay, when will coming days we are going to study more about these things. So thank you for watching my channel. So do subscribe and share with your friends so that it will going to be helpful to you. Thank you.